for that. They also defeated Brentwood this year 65-35. Hall had 25 points, 10 rebounds in that one. Ingalls had 15 and Bowling had 8. They limited Daniel Cochran to 8 points, Nick Degnan 5, and Jacob Purifoy to 5 points in that 30-point victory at Brentwood High School. A very talented Brentwood squad over there. So it will be Abston, Hall, Baird, Bowling, and Ingalls for the Blue Devils. The Raptors and Coach Patrick Whitlock, they will go at the guards tonight. The senior 175-pounder, the 6-footer, Ethan Myers. He wears number 30. He'll be joined by Evan Gaynor. The 5'10", 155-pound junior wears number 5 this season. They'll be joined along the front line by senior 6'3", 195-pounder Brett Shelby and 6'5", 180-pounder Will Brent. And also into the starting lineup tonight, 6'5", 180-pound junior forward Trey Hallett wears 13. Brent wears 23. Shelby wears number 1. So at the guards, Gaynor and Myers, and the front line will be Will Brent, Brett Shelby, and Trey Hallett for the Raptors. And it'll be Hallett and Jared Hall to jump. Hallett and the Raptors wearing their road blacks tonight. Blue Devils in their home whites. Raptors will go left-right, and it's one into the backcourt. Hallett to Brent, and Ethan Myers will set it up for Coach Patrick Whitlock. Left side on the wing, Will Brent looking in at that defense from Lebanon. Now on top, Shelby over to the right side, Myers. Myers coming left. Lebanon showing off basically 3-2 zone look. Myers, right side, Brent, double team trap, comes over there, back on top, Myers. Myers on the dribble, backing it out now. They've got that big, long Landon Ingalls on top of it. Right side, Gaynor. Back to Myers, left side, Hallett, into the left wing, Brent. Brent turns down the 3, gives it to Trey Hallett, left low post, working on Jared Hall, and rejected inside by Hall against Trey Hallett. He tried to elevate in the lane, and Hallett was blocked. Coming the other way, Lebanon on the right side, now to Hall on that left wing. Trey Hallett draws the assignment to contain him. Hallett jumps, then Hall drives to the basket, can't get it to go. Second chance tipped up off the glass by Brent. Hallett the rebound. Outlet pass into the front court, Myers. Myers gets it back to Gaynor along the baseline. Evan Gaynor puts it home, and the Raptors lead 2-0. 1 minute into the contest, 6:58 to go here in the opening quarter. Out on top, on the dribble, point guard Caden Baird. Baird near the logo, looking into that Raptor man-to-man. Over to the right side, Myers has him. Back out on top, Bowling now to Hall, left side. He'll fire the 3 on the jumper, short off the iron, no. Brett Shelby, the rebound, left low block. Give it to Myers. And Coach Whitlock calls Carolina right away. And they're going to hold Ethan Myers. And now I think Will Brent is bleeding from the eyebrow. His right eyebrow, his blood running down the right side of his face, all over his neck. And they'll need trainer attention to get that blood stopped. And it's all down his chin and all down his neck. Not sure they're going to send a trainer. There should be a home trainer to deal with it. And Will Brent, it's dripped all the way down to his knees. It's all on the floor. They'll stop play here. And so Brent, bloody, the trainer, Brent's going to head back near the locker room. And while they get it cleaned up, they've got to tend to the blood on the floor. Assistant coach will come out. And Coach Patrick Whitlock going to gather them up. There's blood dripping everywhere. The question is, where did the blood come from? And how's the game going to be called down low? Are they going to be allowed to bang around or not? Will Brent took the brute force at some point, and they'll look for blood on the floor. Rocco Lamuno, the junior, will come in to replace him here off the bench. Lamuno had a great tournament down in Florida. He scored 5, 13, and 14 as he was the leading scorer for the Raptors, the only Ravenwood players to average double digits down at the beach, as he scored 32 over the 3 games, averaging 10.7 per contest. And Raptors will have possession here as we've got the game stopped to deal with the injury to Will Brent, who's bleeding from the forehead, and the blood forced him to come off. He has to go see a trainer, and they'll now have to clean it up off the floor. They're spraying it down in the paint area to my left. Ravenwood going left to right here in the opening half. Mentioned they're wearing the road black, says Ravenwood across the front, outlined in gold. It's got the gold and red trim down the right side of the jersey and shorts. Blood on the floor over in front of the Raptor bench as well. It was dripping everywhere. And they're cleaning it up now with a towel. And it's behind me as well. And Kim English tending to the blood drip there in that area. As it's all over. And the ref's looking at it and trying to clean it up off the floor. That would be slick. And Will Brent getting some attention down in the trainer area. Coach Jim McDowell, the head coach of the Blue Devils, out on the floor near midcourt. Now the official all the way over on the far sideline near midcourt. They'll have to clean that up as well. It was a long delay before the blood issue brought the game to a halt. Will Brent going to have to get a bandage up around the eye and come back from that one. Mentioning the great game that Lamuno had down at the beach. Led the team in scoring, averaging 10.7 per contest. Max Kimple had 9 points a game down there as he scored 27 over the course of those 3 games. And Kimple on the bench. Raptors and Blue Devils, both 9 and 6 coming into this one. It'll be Ravenwood basketball. You've got Gaynor and Myers on the floor now with Shelby and Howell the starters, and Lamuno in to replace Brent as he is tended to in the trainer's room with that blood from his right eyebrow. Carolina the call out on the right side. Lamuno to the logo. Lamuno trapped near midcourt. Lamuno gets rid of it on the right wing to Gaynor. Gaynor over to Myers on the left side. Myers back to Lamuno on the right wing. Lamuno on the dribble, steps between the double team, get it to Gaynor on the left wing, to Trey Hallett down in the left corner, back to Gaynor on that left side. Gaynor on the dribble. Gaynor, the left elbow, bounce pass. Myers on the right wing, comes back out near the logo. And Coach Whitlock says we will hold it for 6 minutes. Left side, Lamuno on the dribble. Right side, Gaynor to Myers. Wants to get him out of that zone. Get it back to Gaynor. Gaynor on the logo. Gaynor and travel. With 5:40 showing on the clock. And a travel by Gaynor. Coach Whitlock says that's a good call. The official said I didn't want to call it, but Coach Whitlock says good call. Across the timeline comes the Blue Devils. Out by the logo, that is Baird. Over onto the right side. Turnover. Brett Shelby gets the steal. The Raptors will come the other way. Myers steps right across the timeline on the logo. Moving right, Myers. Now the count starts over by the scores table, heads back left. Myers stops on the three-point line, give it to Lamuno. Right side, Hallett over to Gaynor on the right wing. On top, Shelby, left side now to Myers, holds it over there, guarded by Bowling. Lebanon in their man-to-man now. They come out of the zone. Shelby crossing the free throw line, out on the left wing, Myers wants to dish it off. Gaynor goes to the deck. Lamuno picks up the loose basketball out beyond the wing. Give it to Hallett. Now back to Myers. And Myers travel on the pass. He never put it on the ground. Out by the logo. 4:47 to go. 2-0 your score here in the opening quarter of play. Lebanon across the timeline. Raptors in their man-to-man. Out on the right side, on the wing, into the right corner. That's Engels. Engels gets rid of it. Guarded by Shelby. Out onto the right wing. That's Abston. Abston underneath. No. Hallett contesting in with Hall. Loose on the baseline. Hallett tries to save it along the baseline. Out of bounds. Trey Hallett bringing the energy to the floor. The junior forward jumping around. It'll be a baseline inbound here for Jared Hall, however, and the Blue Devils. Lob it in. Give it right back to Hall on the left side. Hall attacking into the paint. Hall off the iron. It won't go. The tip in, however, goes back and is good for Hall. And full court pressure now from Blue Devils. In to Lamuno to Gaynor. Gaynor in the backcourt. Gaynor with the pass to Myers right across the timeline. Myers to Lamuno. As get it right side, Shelby on the right wing. Hallett steps towards the paint. His jumper won't go. Too heavy. Off the iron, no. Rebounded by Abston. Into the front court. Driving right over. Hallett, loose basketball inside. Lamuno takes it away from the Blue Devils, then whistle foul. And the foul's on Abston. first foul. First team foul on Lebanon with 3:49 to go in a 2-2 ball game. Sideline inbound for Lamuno on that far side. Ravenwood goes left to right here. In those Adidas uniforms, Lebanon wearing the Nike uniforms. White, trimmed in blue, got Lebanon across the front, blue numbers front and back. On top, Gaynor, now to Myers. Myers on the right-hand dribble, into the right corner, Hallett. Back to Myers. Now rotated around the perimeter to Gaynor on the left side, Shelby. Coming right, give it to Hallett on top, right side, Myers. Myers to Shelby on the baseline, guarded by Hall. Shelby into the paint, dish it out left wing, 4-3, Rocco Lamuno. The triple, and the Raptors lead 5-2, 3:18 to go, opening quarter. Shelby drove into the paint, dished it out to the left wing, and Lamuno knocked it down the three. The junior guard hits. Into the front court comes Lebanon. They want to get it inside to Hall, and Hallett knocks it away from behind. And that'll be the first on Hallett. And comes with 3:04 to go in the opening quarter. Caleb Pizer checks into the ball game here. The 5'10" junior guard replacing Myers. Onto the left side, Engels, guarded by Shelby on the right-hand dribble. Now on the right side, Abston. Into the right corner now, that's Bowling. Bowling back to Abston, just to the right of the top. His three-pointer won't go. Shelby inside, the rebound between Engels and Hall. Off the miss by Bowling. And then Trey Hallett, the bucket on the other end, and a timeout for Lebanon, as Hallett got the bucket. 7-2 Raptors lead here at the 2:46 mark, and a timeout on the floor is a 30-second timeout, as Coach Jim McDowell and his Blue Devils meet to my right. And Ravenwood, if they can control Hall and keep his supporting cast from getting rolling, they can be successful tonight. It's a good test for Ravenwood heading into district and region play coming up starting on Friday at Nolensville. Hall, the premier player on the floor tonight, is a senior. He's 6'6". He's committed to Tulsa. He's long. He can drive. He had double-digit dunks against the Raptors in summer league play. He can shoot from outside. He's got the full arsenal. Trey Hallett, the junior, gives up a bit of size to him, maybe an inch or two in height. And it's a good... And we're going to clean up some more. Residue down on the lane, on the right side of the lane to my left, where Lebanon is shooting right now. The jerseys have that Blue Devil head on the back, the Duke Blue Devil that you would be familiar with of their Nike uniforms. And Lebanon trailing 7-2 with possession, 2:45 to go here in the opening quarter. Bringing it up will be Caden Baird. Baird gets back on the right wing, turns down the three as Lamuno comes over. Back out on top to Bowling. They get it inside, dish it off to Ingles on the left side, and Landon Ingles lays it home with the left hand on the left side to cut the lead back to 3 at 7-4. 2:24 to go opening quarter. Pizer, right side, Gaynor. Gaynor guarded closely in the Blue Devil man-to-man. Gaynor now on top, keeps the left-handed dribble, tries to drive against Abston. Whistle, foul. See if they put it on Abston. I believe that they will. Indeed, it's going to be the second on Jalen Abston. Second team foul, comes at the 2:14 mark. And Brody Reasonover comes in. Baseline inbound here for Lamuno, basket to his left. Throw it all the way out on top to Trey Hallett. Right side, Gaynor. Kimple set to check in on the next dead ball for Coach Patrick Whitlock and the Raptors. Into the paint. Turnaround jumper. Shelby can't get it to go. Trey Hallett's follow. He knocks it out of bounds along the baseline. Kimple will come in here to replace Shelby. It'll be Blue Devil possession. Gaynor going to apply a little front court pressure, full court on Caden Baird. They get it over to Chasten Dixon, who played in the JV game earlier today. Over on the right side, on the wing, Bowling. On top to Jared Hall. And whistle foul. And that's going to be the second on Trey Hallett with 1:45. Second team foul. Hallett will have to come out. Brett Shelby back in. Now let's see what happens. Hallett's a guy that can have similar skills matching up with Jared Hall. Now Brett Shelby will see what he can do. They look to lob it in from the baseline basket to the left of Lebanon. Wyatt Bowling, the trigger, gets it out on the left wing to Caden Baird. Baird, bring it back out by the logo. Gaynor going to pressure him. Baird coming back left. Onto the left side, that is Dixon. Back out on top, Reason over. Onto the right wing, Baird. On top, Dixon. Dixon give it up. They get it finally down into Hall. Left low block. Double team comes between Shelby and Kimple. Long three from the left side by Brady Reason, will not go, but rebounded by the Blue Devils. And from the right side for three, Chaston Dixon hits the three, and we're all tied at 7-7. 1:08 to go here, opening quarter. Left side, Lamuno's three won't go. Lamuno tracks down his three at the left elbow himself. Give it out to Kimple. Back to Lamuno. Lamuno on the crossover right-hand dribble. Lamuno right side, Pizer. On top, Gaynor. Gaynor going to drive to the right elbow. Dish it right wings for three. Max Kimple off the iron, no. Hall, the rebound. Into the front court, Hall. Off the glass, no. Hall in the air, hangs, and puts it back himself. Jared Hall, the putback. And 9-7. The Blue Devils take the lead. 27 seconds left here in the opening quarter. On top, Gaynor out by the logo. Dixon comes to pressure him, gives it up to Lamuno. Lamuno back to Gaynor on the left wing. Gaynor free throw line. Gaynor into the right corner, bounce pass to Shelby. 14 seconds to Pizer. Back out by the logo to Lamuno, back to Pizer on the right side. That's Gaynor, now to Shelby, now to Kimple on the left wing. 7 seconds. Right side, Lamuno. Lamuno, left side, Gaynor. Lets a defender go. Gaynor to the free throw line, dishes it. Tries to get a shot off, but cannot. Goes out of bounds over the Blue Devil bench. We've reached the end of the first quarter. Ravenwood 7, Lebanon 9, as Jared Hall has accounted for 4 points. Got 3 points off the bench from Chaston Dixon, who hit a three. He played in the JV game earlier tonight. And Landon Ingalls with a bucket on the left side. That's it for Lebanon's 9 points. 7 points for the Raptors tonight. Trey Hallett with 2, Evan Gaynor with 2, and Rocco Lamuno off the bench tonight with a 3 for the 7 points for Ravenwood, as the Raptors are 2 for 4 from 2-point range, 1 of 3 from beyond the arc. Blue Devils 1 of 4 beyond the arc, and 3 for 6 from 2-point range. And expect it to be a low-scoring game, as the Raptors would like to keep this score low, keep Jared Hall from using his athleticism and his quickness. You can see he's very hard to contain inside, in that he has the ability to get back up in the air and get tip-ins and dunks inside. He can really elevate. He goes 6'6", but he plays taller than that. And with Trey Hallett on the bench now with 2 fouls, it gives Brett Shelby the job of containing Hall inside. Start the second quarter. Steal, Caleb Pizer. Pizer into the front court, down the left side. Pizer dishes it off to Lamuno. Lamuno with the right hand. Lay it in. Lamuno from Pizer. Lamuno has the basket. And then we're tied 9-9. 7:41 to go here. Pizer again, a steal on the left side. Caleb Pizer up the left side. This time right hand, spins it home past the block of Dixon. Caleb Pizer, the basket. The Raptors lead 11-9, 7:29 to go first half. Screaming is Coach Jim McDowell. Hall on top. Hall left elbow. Stopped. Cut off by Brett Shelby. Dish it out back on top. Dish it over to the right. So into the low block. Working on Kimple. High off the glass. No. And then Hall, the putback dunk off the miss by Aiden Donald. Hall, the slam into the front court travel against the Raptors. That's what Hall can do. Aiden Donald posted up, used his size and thickness on that right side. Aiden Donald, the senior, had the Kimple over there, and so Shelby's got the job of dealing with Hall. Over on the right side, on the wing. Raptors in their man-to-man. They get it to Dixon. Dixon, free throw line, dishes it right side for 3. Rolls in and out off the miss from Brody Reasonable. Rebound by Lamuno. Blue Devils will fall back defensively. 6:45 to go opening half. Pizer, left wing to Kimple. On top, Shelby. Right side, Myers. Into the right corner, Pizer. Pizer bounce pass into Kimple. Give it right back to Pizer. Pizer into the paint. Dish it over on the left wing. Myers to Lamuno. Lamuno on the wing, going to go to the dribble, give it back out on top. Pizer, pass it out beyond the arc to Shelby. On top, Myers by the logo. Left side, Lamuno into the left corner. Pizer. Pizer bounce past Shelby into the baseline. Out on top, Kimple. Kimple will fire the three off Aiden Donald. Above him, it's no, off the front of the iron. Jared Hall, the rebound. Hall down the left side and lay it home. Jared Hall has hit 3 consecutive in the paint, and it's 13-11 in favor of Lebanon. 2 minutes gone here in the second quarter, excuse me. Just did the girls' game. Over on the right side, Max Kimple to the baseline, picks up the dribble. Out on top, Pizer. Pizer, free throw line. Pizer, the right-hand jumper past Dixon, and Hall, the rebound off the miss by Pizer. Hall across the timeline, beyond the arc. Over on the right side, Dixon back to Hall on top. He'll fire over Brett Shelby for 3. No, and then Shelby, the rebound at the top of the key off the long 3 miss by Hall. Over on the right side, Kimple attacks the glass, and Hall rejects it with ease along the baseline, out of bounds, over to the sideline. That's the type of rim protector Jared Hall is. It'll be Ravenwood possession. And Lamuno will have the sideline inbound. You've got Gaynor and Shelby. Will Brent returns to the floor along with Ethan Myers here. On top, Shelby. Now to Brent. Brent had that blood over the right eyebrow. Shelby goes baseline, tries to go around Hall, but the whistle, traveling violation. 13-11 is your score. The Turner will give it back to Lebanon with 5:19 to go here in the first half of play before we go to the Edward Jones Investments halftime show from Lebanon High School. Raptors trying to close out their pre-district, pre-region schedule with a victory here on the road at Lebanon tonight. They trail by 2. Blue Devils with possession. Over at the right elbow, Hall dishes it off Aiden Donald. Donald attacks the glass. No. Shelby, the rebound inside between Hall and Donald, and then whistle foul against Aiden Donald. Knock Shelby to the ground, and Aiden Donald picks up his first. It's a 5:01 mark. It's the 3rd team foul. And full court pressure shown here. Will Brent inbound it from the baseline. It's knocked out of bounds on the near sideline by Wyatt Bowling. So it'll be a spot throw now for Brent from the sideline. Gets it into Myers. Full court pressure. Give it over to Hunsinger, who's checked into the ball game. In the backcourt, Brent. Right side, Myers. Myers comes right across the timeline. Bounce pass to Gaynor. Gaynor dishes in the right corner. Baseline 3. Hunsinger off the iron. No. Hall can't control the rebound. Will Brent knocks out of bounds along the baseline. Out of bounds. It'll go back over to Lebanon. Blue Devils leading 13-11 with 4:46 showing on the first half clock. If you like low-scoring games, this is the one for you. Across the timeline comes Bowling. Bowling hands it off to Baird. Gets it right back from Baird. Guarded by Hunsinger over on the right side. Give it to Hall. Free throw line. Lob it down to Engels. Right low block. No good. Past Will Brent from Engels, and the offside rebound is Shelby. Hunsinger across the timeline. Give it to Myers. Myers out on the logo. Myers on the dribble to his left. Now goes between the legs. Comes back right. Right hand dribble. Myers, right side, right elbow. Myers bumps into Engels, throws it up off the glass. No, offside rebound, inside pulled down by Grayson Galantine. Blue Devils come the other way, attacking the glass. Wyatt Bowling pushes towards the rim. Whistle foul against Ravenwood. And it's the first on Shelby at the 4:03 mark. 3rd team foul against Ravenwood. 3 team fouls either side. It will send Wyatt Bowling to the free throw line here. Spins it, puts up the left-handed free throw. No good, off the back of the iron. Too hard. Lebanon 13, Ravenwood 11. We approach the midway mark of the second quarter here. Second free throw coming for Wyatt Bowling. Left-handed free throw is up. No good. And Brent, the rebound. Bowling missed them both. Free throw shooting could play a major difference here in this one in a low-scoring, close contest. Right side, Gaynor into the right corner. Shelby. Now on the right wing, Myers coming left. One dribble to Brent. Over on the left wing, Gaynor. Gaynor on top, Shelby. Out on the left wing, Hunsinger. Onto the left corner, Gaynor. Gaynor going to drive towards the paint to the free throw line. Dishes it out to Hunsinger. And then into the hands of Gaynor. Picked up by Brent in the right corner. Tries to go bounce pass. It's kicked on the baseline by Grayson Galentine, out of bounds. It'll stay at Ravenwood ball. Reset on the kick. And let's see where they're going to spot him. They're going to put him over on the basket to the right of, let's see what they're doing. They got a player down, down in the corner for Lebanon. It was down where I couldn't see, right at the end of the bench. It was blocked there on the far end. Get it in from the baseline from Myers to Brent. Over by the Lebanon bench. On top, Gaynor. Right side, Hunsinger. Tried to turn for three. Nothing there. Here comes a double team trap. Hunsinger gets rid of it to Gaynor in the paint. Gaynor, left wing. Will Brent fires the three. No. Off the back. And then Jared Hall holding Brett Shelby. Shelby had inside position. And it's going to be the first on Jared Hall, and the fourth against Lebanon comes at 3:18. And get it in, right corner baseline three is good for Reese Hunsinger. The sophomore guard drops the triple, and the Raptors lead 14-13 here with 3:07 on the first half clock. Hall out by the logo, left side on the wing. Abson goes right. Give it up to Reasonover. Over onto the left wing. That is Baird. Baird working on Gaynor. On top, coming back left. Give it up to Abston. And Abston travels out beyond the arc on the left side. Turnover goes back over to the Raptors. Ravenwood leading 14-13. 2 minutes, 50 seconds to play in the opening half. Ethan Myers heads to the bench. Pizer back in. He's on the floor with Hunsinger, Shelby, Gaynor, and Brent. Gaynor into the front court against Abston. Gaynor dishes it out right corner. Shelby on the right wing. Brent now on top. Pizer by the logo. Pizer is guarded by Baird. Going right. Comes back on top to Gaynor. Drive on Abston at the left elbow. Dish it out on the left wing to Hunsinger on top. Shelby right side. Pizer into the right corner. Will Brent working by Hall. Right side. Baseline to Shelby. Give it right back to Will Brent. Working on Hall. Goes around him to the glass. Can't get it to drop. Good move. Lebanon clears the glass. However, into the front court. Hall. Left hand, no. Abston over the back of Pizer. He had inside position. And Abston picks up his third at the 2:15 mark. 15 foul. As Engels comes in, replaces Abston. Raptors get it in with 2:14 to go here in the opening half, leading 14-13. Gaynor on the logo to Pizer. Pizer coming right. Couple of dribbles. Give it to Gaynor on the right wing. Gaynor going to drive to the baseline. Goes off the glass with that two-hand shot. Gaynor. The basket. Warning on the white bench. 2 minutes. And Gaynor the bucket. 16-13 with 2 minutes to go as Cam Bozen checks in. He's going to have to deal with Engels. And they're going to clear it out to Hall. Hall going to work on Brent. Hall at the free throw line. Dish it off to Engels. Engels backs him out beyond the three-point line. Go back to Hall. Will Brent stays with him. Bozen comes back. And a travel. Travel on Jared Hall as Will Brent and Cam Bozen paired off. Rocco Lamuno comes in, replacing Cam Bozen. They got the turnover from Hall. 1:41 to go. Get it in on the baseline. Gaynor. Gaynor races past Dixon. Gaynor into the paint. Gaynor off the glass. Can't get it to go. Rebound by Dixon. Off the miss by Gaynor. Lebanon comes the other way, trailing by 3. Then Gaynor knocks it away momentarily, picking it back up. Drive to the baseline. Dish it out to Engels on the left wing. Now on top, Dixon. Dixon. At the free throw line, jumper, no. Engels can't control the rebound. Taps it to himself on the baseline. Dixon rotated to the right side on the wing. That is Baird. Now back out on top. Left side, Engels. Dish it off to Hall. Hall goes underneath. Reverse slam along the baseline. Jared Hall, the dunk, and it's 16-15. With final minute of play here in the opening half. And Lamuno and Hall collide near midcourt, goes out of bounds. Brett Shelby will come in to replace Reese Hunsinger. 53.4 seconds, turnover, ball goes back to Lebanon. Blue Devils trail by 1 here, final 50 seconds of the opening half. Stay with us for the Edward Jones Investments halftime show. Out on top, that's Caden Baird. Over to the right side, Reasonover. They work it over to the left side, back to Baird, guarded by Gaynor, to Hall, knocked away by Lamuno at the free throw line. Knocks the basketball, but they whistle him for the foul. Lamuno with 37.8. It's the first foul on Lamuno and just the fourth against the Raptors. And Cam Bozen will check in, replacing Brett Shelby for the final 37.8. Coming across, dishing out to Engels on the right side, and his three. Engels hits the three on the right wing, and it's 18-16. 25 seconds left to go. Lamuno on the dribble, guarded closely by Brody Reasonover. 15 seconds to Gaynor. Gaynor on the dribble, 9 seconds. Bounce pass out to Will Brent, guarded by Jared Hall. Will Brent going to attack, dish it left corner, baseline 3. Rocco Lamuno off the iron, no. Will Brent dishes it to Pizer. Pizer fires the 3 off the back of the iron, no, past Jared Hall. As Lamuno and Pizer can't connect from long range, we've reached halftime. Lebanon 18, Ravenwood 16. The Raptors trail by 2 at the break, just like they did at the end of the first quarter when Lebanon held a 9-7 advantage. And we go into our Edward Jones Investments halftime show here from Lebanon High School with the host Blue Devils leading 18-16 over your Ravenwood Raptors. Stay with us here on RaptorAthleticsLive.mixler.com. We'll come back here to our halftime show brought to you by Alexandra Knopp and Edward Jones Investments with unofficial first half numbers. We'll take a look at the girls game from earlier tonight and a little bit more, get you set for district and region play starting on Friday at Nolensville. I'm Chris Bozen here at Lebanon High School. We'll be back with halftime statistics in just 2 minutes.
To win in sports, you must adjust your strategy as the game changes. The same is true of investments. Alexandra Knopp, your Murray County, Williamson County, and Greater Nashville area Edward Jones financial advisor, can help you create a game plan for your financial goals. Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. Alexandra Knopp, your Edward Jones financial advisor, understands this, and that's why she's a proud sponsor of Ravenwood High School Raptors football on Raptors Athletics Live. For all of your investment needs, call Alexandra Knopp at 931-490-0209 and get started today. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
I was in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean when it happened. There was a sudden jolt and our submarine crashed on the seafloor. We were in total darkness.
That's Dr. Dejana Figueroa, a marine biologist and STEM teacher, talking about a deep sea dive she'll never forget.
It's funny, when I was a kid, I was afraid of the ocean, and there I was, 2 miles below the surface. But as a scientist, you prepare for that. Using our training and a little creativity, we fixed the sub and finished our experiments. The dive was just too important. Every dive gives us glimpses at things few people ever get to see. Glowing creatures, fiery undersea volcanoes. When we got back to the surface, I kissed the ground and called my mom, of course. But you know what? I wouldn't trade that dive for anything.
Dr. Figueroa uses her passion for STEM to discover new things and make the world a better place. She can STEM, so can you. Check out She Can STEM for more stories and inspiration. A message from the...
Chris Bozen back here at Lebanon High School, where the Blue Devils lead your Ravenwood Raptors by a score of 18-16. after the first half of play. Take a quick look at your unofficial numbers from the first half. Tulsa commit Jared Hall leading the way for Lebanon, as we expected. Hall, the 6'6 senior swingman, with 10 points unofficially in the first half of play. He did it on 5 of 9 shooting from 2-point range. He was 0 of 2 beyond the arc. The lone double-digit scorer tonight, leading all scorers, is Jared Hall with 10 points at the break. Landon Ingalls, the other big man inside for Lebanon, he's got 5 tonight, 1 of 2 from 2-point range and 1 of 1 beyond the arc for his 5, and 3 points off the bench from Chaston Dixon, 1 of 2 from beyond the arc. Dixon played in that JV game earlier tonight, the game that the Raptor junior varsity boys won 55-47. So 10 for Hall, 5 for Ingalls, 3 for Dixon. That's it as far as scoring, as Lebanon went 6 of 13 from 2-point range. They were 2 of 8 from beyond the arc, a combined 8 of 21 shooting from the field, and 0 of 2 at the free throw line in the first half of play. For Ravenwood tonight, Rocco Lamuno off the bench, the junior guard leading the way with 5 points. He did it on 1 of 1 shooting from 2-point range, 1 of 3 beyond the arc for his 5 points. He averaged in double figures at 10.7 down at the beach over that 3-day spread down there in Northwest Florida. 4 points tonight in a starting role for junior guard Evan Gaynor. Gaynor had an average of 6.7 per contest down in Florida. He's got 4 tonight, and he's done it on 2 of 3 shooting from 2-point range. 3 points tonight for Reese Hunsinger off the bench, the sophomore guard, 1 of 2 from beyond the arc. 2 points in a starting role for Trey Hallett, who drew the early assignment of defending Jared Hall and did a nice job and picked up his second foul with 1:45 to go and had to head to the bench. Hallett's 2 points coming on 1 of 2 shooting for his 2, and 2 points off the bench for Caleb Pizer, the junior guard, 1 of 2 from 2-point range, 0 of 1 beyond the arc for his 2. 5 for Lamuno, 4 for Gaynor, 3 from Hunsinger, 2 from Hallett and Pizer, as the Raptors trail 18-16 here at intermission. They went 5 of 11 from 2-point range, 2 of 9 from beyond the arc, a combined 7 of 20. They did not get to the free throw line in the first half of play here tonight, and they trail 18-16 at halftime. As I mentioned earlier tonight, the JV boys got the 55-47 victory, and the varsity girls fell to 2-13 on the year as they dropped a 57-39 final to the Devilettes, who improved to 12-3 for head coach Corey Barrett. In that contest, Elizabeth Flynn led the way for Ravenwood with 14 points, 13 points from Emma Rail, 8 from Kat Garay, 2 from Julia Hines, and 2 from Grace Potter, as the Lady Raptors will get set now to open their district play on Friday night at Nolensville. The Lady Knights will be the opponent. We'll be there on RaptorAthleticsLive.mixler.com for you at about 5:50 for the 6 o'clock scheduled tip. We may bring you the junior varsity contest in that one as well. We'll have to wait and see. But we'll have definitely the varsity games. The girls contest scheduled at 6 on Friday at Nolensville will be on the air about 5:50. And then we'll have the boys game as they start district play. District 12 4A play is here, and that's what all these early season games and tournaments and things do, is get you set for district play, district tournament, region tournament, and hopefully a long run into March for the Lady Raptors and Raptors. The boys game on Friday night, varsity will tip at about 7:30 is the expected tip time. We'll be on the air about 7:20 for you on RaptorAthleticsLive.mixler.com. Hope you can join us either at Nolensville High School for what should be a couple of good games over there. Actually, all the games, the JV games and the varsity games, should be good contests. And it's nearby, so you don't have to make a long trip. We've made really the bulk of our long road trips. We still have to head down to Columbia Central on Friday the 13th. Coming up here is the Raptors will open up at Nolensville, then at Centennial a week from tonight on Tuesday, January 10th, and then make that trip to Columbia Central on Friday the 13th before they finally get to start the district slate at home against Independence on Tuesday, January 17th. And you will absolutely want to either be at Ravenwood High School for that Independence game or tuned in here on RaptorAthleticsLive.mixler.com, because those teams played double overtime and overtime a year ago. They have generated and built a pretty thrilling rivalry, and we expect to see a great game there on the 17th, 2 weeks from tonight, as the Ravenwood Lady Raptors and Raptors get their district home schedule going. We will travel down to Independence on Friday, February the 3rd, so that one's still a bit of a ways off. But heck, we'll be into tournament play and things before you know it, but a lot of great district and region games coming up for Ravenwood High School over the next 6 weeks or so before we get to those tournaments. And the Raptors have their sights set on double-digit wins before we get to district play. To do it, they're going to have to come back down to at Lebanon here. They trail 18-16. They're 9-6. The Blue Devils at 9-6 as well. And one of these two teams will pick up their 10th victory of the year tonight. Ravenwood would like to start 2023 the same way they started 2022. It was a victory over Lebanon 1 year ago, as Ravenwood on January the 4th got a 47-35 victory over the Blue Devils, who were playing without Jared Hall last year because he had picked up those double technicals and been ejected down at Summit. Tonight, his Blue Devils lead 18-16, and he leads all scorers with 10 points on 5 of 9 shooting in the first half of play. Can Trey Hallett come back with those 2 fouls here and continue to cause problems for Hall inside? And the Raptors have to box out their other players, play physical, and not allow that supporting cast of the Blue Devils to do their work. They've got some size with Ingles and Aiden Donald, and those guys are 1 of 4 from 2-point range, 1 of 1 beyond the arc for Lebanon. Chasten Dixon hit a 3 for them, but if the Raptors can limit second chance opportunities, the key is to keep Hall off the glass. You've got to body him up and keep him away from the rim, because his putbacks and dunks are thunderous when he's able to slam it home. You're going to have to start the second half Gaynor and Myers, Hallett, Brent, and Shelby on the floor for Ravenwood. You've got Ingles and Hall, along with Bowling and Abston and Baird for Lebanon. Abston playing with 3 personal fouls. Ravenwood's possession, they'll go right to left here to start the second half of play. Myers to Shelby. Out on the left side, working on Abston. Shelby, spin move, bump inside the free throw line, off the glass. No, rebound inside by Ingles. The Blue Devils into the front court, leading 18-16. Abston on top, left side, that is Bowling. Bowling holds it above his head. Right side, Abston, he'll fire the 3 and bank it home off the glass. Jalen Abston, his first points of the night. And it's a 21-16 lead for Lebanon, 7:28 to go here, third quarter. On top, Hallett, right side, Shelby. Guarded by Abston, coming left. Give it to the guard. That's Gaynor to Myers. On top, Will Brent. Left side in the corner. Shelby going to drive, bump into Abston along the baseline. Then Hall swats it out of bounds along the baseline. Trying to get that 4th foul on Abston is Shelby, attacking him. Baseline inbound here for Will Brent. Basket to his left. Hall fronting him. And bounces in to Shelby. Throw it out on top. Hallett to Myers. Myers by the logo, left wing, 4-3. Evan Gaynor, too heavy off the heel, no. Hallett, the rebound, saved over in the corner by Will Brent, comes right back into Hall. Hall going to attack Myers. Jared Hall goes Euro step, goes through Myers. Charge against Jared Hall. Hallett was back there to erase it anyway. Hall's on the ground along the baseline. Charge against Jared Hall. And Jared Hall picks up his second. 6:54. Myers got back, took the charge. Hallett was coming back as well. And baseline inbound, get it into Gaynor. Raptors trailing by 5, minute 10 gone here in the third quarter. To Myers. Myers on the right-hand dribble. Over to the right side on the wing. Will Brent guarded by Hall. To Shelby. Shelby going to drive to the baseline. Get trapped under the basket. Out on top. Myers. He'll fire the 3 and knock it down in front of Wyatt Bowling. Ethan Myers, his first points. And the Raptors are within 2 at 19-21. 6:29 to go here in the third quarter. Abston on the right wing. On top. Bowling. Over to the left side. That is Baird. Over into the right corner. Bowling. Back to Baird. Baird on top, Abston. He'll fire the 3, top of the key, off the side of the iron. No. Gaynor the rebound off the miss. Raptors can tie with a 2 or take the lead with 3. Left side on the wing, Myers. Gaynor, left corner, drive to the baseline, bounce pass into the right corner, baseline 3 from Shelby, off the back of the iron, no. Will Brent inside with Abston. Hall goes and gets it. Jared Hall pushes into the front court. Jared Hall dishes it off into the right side. 4-3 on the wing, off the back of the iron, no. Hall the rebound inside, dish it off to Ingles and score the bucket. Landon Ingles, the basket. And come the other way. Raptors on the left wing. Brent, now to Shelby, over on the right side. Myers, bounce pass into Trey Hallett, bumps into Abston down on the baseline on the right side. Fall away jumper, Trey Hallett on the right side. The junior, the basket, 23-21. Raptors trail by 2, 5:17 to go in the third quarter. Ravenwood staying within striking distance, 2 points. Man-to-man defense, Ravenwood over on the right side. Now on the wing. Attacking Bowling. Bowling into the paint and whistle foul. Gaynor tried to tie it up down low. And Evan Gaynor going to pick up his first. Evan Gaynor, 5:06. And get it in. First team foul against the Raptors. Drive to the baseline. Take it in against Gaynor. No. Bowling, though, there for his own putback. Wyatt Bowling missed on the inbound, but had inside position. And it's 25-21. In favor of the Blue Devils. Myers over on the right side. On to 4:48 to go third quarter. On top, Myers. Coming left. Back to Gaynor on top. Gaynor on Abston. Gaynor at the free throw line. Give it out to Shelby. Shelby left elbow. Back to Gaynor on the left wing against Abston. Free throw line cut off there. Stays on the dribble. Back to Trey Hallett. Hallett going to drive down the right side. Dish it off. Ethan Myers. Right corner. Baseline 3 is good. Ethan Myers. And we'll have a timeout on the floor. And Coach Patrick Whitlock wants the timeout off the 3 by Ethan Myers that pulls the Raptors within 1 at 25-24 here at the 4:28 mark. It's a 30-second timeout for Ravenwood as Myers hit the 3 there. He's got a pair of 3s here in the second half of play. 6 points tonight for the senior guard. Raptors trail by 1 at 25-24, 4:28 to go in the third quarter. Lebanon will have possession. Still second chance opportunities, making a big difference for Lebanon here tonight. Blue Devils get it in, bringing it up will be Caden Baird. Caleb Pizer set to check in at the scorer's table next dead ball. Get it to Jared Hall, guarded by Hallett, out on the right wing beyond the arc. Lob it down underneath Abston, and Abston got around Lamuno and scored. Jalen Abston's got 5, and it's 27-24 in favor of Lebanon. 4:08 to go. Third quarter. On top, Hallett. Hallett, free throw line. Picks up his dribble now halfway down the court. Throw it back out near midcourt. Myers tracks it down, saves it just before it goes into the backcourt. To Lamuno, left wing. Now to Gaynor on top. Raptors go right to left here, second half. Gaynor, right elbow. Gaynor still on the dribble, backing it out against Ingles into the right corner. To Myers, to Hallett. Back to Lamuno. Lamuno doesn't give it back to Hallett. Instead, will reset the offense with Myers. Myers on the dribble, looks for a screen from Hallett. Myers to Gaynor. Gaynor, give it into Hallett. Going to work on Ingles. Into the paint. Triple team comes. Kick it on top. Will Brent. Will Brent now drives into the double team between Hall and Ingles. Tries to step around and haul the block on Will Brent. Loose basketball on the ground. Evan Gaynor gets it. Picked up by Will Brent to Lamuno to Gaynor, and Gaynor lays it home. Evan Gaynor creates the turnover. The Raptors have gotten back within 1, 26-27. 3:07 to go in the third quarter. Over on the left side, Ingles now on top, Hall. Trey Hallett is right there. Hall dishes out to the right side, Abston. Pull it all the way back out now near midcourt, Caden Baird. 2:48 on the third quarter clock. Baird throws it to Hall on the left wing. Looks for the backdoor cut past Myers. Get it right back to Caden Baird and laid it home. Caden Baird, his first points of the night, 29-26. Lebanon up by 3 once again. 2:34 to go in the third quarter. On the left side, Gaynor going to drive to the baseline, under the basket. He's bumped over there. And blocking foul whistled against Lebanon. Be a reset for Ravenwood. It's on Wyatt Bowling. his first at the 2:27 mark. Caleb Pizer will come in along with Max Kimple. They will replace Brent and Gaynor. Baseline inbound, get into the left corner. Baseline three, Myers off the iron, no. Hall, the offside rebound. Hall, quick outlet to Bowling down the left side. Bowling off the glass, no. Kimple fighting inside, knocks it away, comes out to Myers. Myers will slow it down, left side on the wing. Caleb Pizer, he'll fire the three, no. Engel saves it along the baseline. From there, go back the other way. On top now, Caden Baird holds it. Under 2 to play here in the third quarter. 3-point ball game, Lebanon 29, Ravenwood 26. Hall on the left wing. Now to Bowling on top right side on the wing. Baird. Left side, Abston. Abston, left elbow travel. They're going to get him on the second travel. He traveled out beyond the arc, didn't call it, took it to the left elbow and traveled again. That one got Abston. Jalen Abston, the travel. Bowling will check out here. Reasonover comes back into the game for Lebanon. Sideline inbound for Kimple. Gets it to Myers in the backcourt. Final minute 40 of the third quarter. Raptors trailing by 3. Ethan Myers on the right-hand dribble over on the right wing. Looking. Give it to Lamuno out by the logo. Now on the left side, Pizer. Pizer on top. Trey Hallett to Kimple. Guarded by Jared Hall. Kimple, left hand. Throw it into the left corner to Pizer. Back on the left wing, Myers. Now to Lamuno. Lamuno loses the dribble momentarily. Gives it to Trey Hallett to Pizer. Minute 15. Give it to Trey Hallett down in the left low post. Hallett in front of the rim. Rolls it home. Off the rim. Off the glass. In front of Engels. Trey Hallett. The basket. The Raptors are within one once again at 28-29. 1:05 left to go third quarter. Out on the left side, Caden Baird. Caden Baird working on Ethan Myers. Out by the logo. Right side, Reasonover. Pizer has him. Get it inside. Hall in the right low post. Goes to work against Trey Hallett. Turns and scores. Past Hallett off the glass. Jared Hall's first points of the second half. And it's 31-28. Final 43 seconds here of the third quarter. Lebanon with the lead by 3. Lamuno down the right side, bumps, kicks it into the right corner. Baseline 3, off the back of the iron, no, from Ethan Myers. Abston the rebound, outlet to Hall. Hall, Kimple stops him, but then Hall spins down the right side off the glass. Jared Hall, with 23 seconds left to go in the third quarter, you've got a timeout for Coach Jim McDowell. As Myers missed the 3, rebound came down to Lebanon. They got it out in the front court, and Hall scored off the glass. Jared Hall had 5 of 9 from 2-point range in the first half for his 10 points. He's 2 of 2 in the second half here, as Lebanon has opened up a 33-28 lead. 23 seconds left to go here on the full timeout in the third quarter by Coach McDowell. And Lebanon led 9-7 at the end of the first quarter. They led 18-16 as both teams scored 9 points in the second quarter of play. And Lebanon leading now 33-28, outscoring Ravenwood 15-12 so far in the first 7 minutes, 37 seconds of the third quarter. And Brent tries to inbound. Hall knocks it away and scores on the lay-in. Brent got to run the baseline, gets it into Gaynor. Full court pressure here. Gaynor now the turnover. It's knocked away. And Lebanon has it once again. Get it back down into Jared Hall. And whistle foul with 9.1 left. Gaynor commits it. It's the second on Gaynor with 9.1 left. Third quarter, right side 3, halfway down. No, Will Brent can't get it inside. Aiden Donald knocks it out of bounds. 4.2 left in the third quarter. Raptors down by 7. Jason Dixon will come in. Full court pressure here from Lebanon. Jared Hall will check out. Hall with 2 fouls. He comes out. Dixon comes in. Will Brent, spot throw from the sideline. Bounce pass into Pizer. 3 seconds. Max Kimple. Kimple into the front court. Gaynor at the top of the key. Wide right off the iron. No good for the Raptors. And it's 35-28 in favor of Lebanon after 3 quarters of play. The Blue Devils outscoring Ravenwood there 17-12 to turn a 2-point halftime advantage into a 7-point lead as we go to the fourth and final quarter of play here at Lebanon High School. And then we will have a couple days off School starts back up tomorrow at Ravenwood High School. The kids will all be back in school. The new building opens, the new science building, so some new facilities there at Ravenwood, and then they'll be back in game action on Friday at Nolensville High School. We'll have the girls game for you about 5:50. Scheduled tip for 6 o'clock, and then the boys game scheduled for a 7:30 tip over at Nolensville High School. You can hear those games right here on RaptorAthleticsLive.mixler.com. Thanks to our Six-Man Club donors and members who make our broadcast possible. Certainly appreciate their support as we go to the fourth and final quarter. On the floor for the Raptors, Donovan Starr, the sophomore who had such a good game tonight in the JV contest, on the floor, along with sophomore Max Kimple, junior Evan Gaynor, and seniors Will Brent and Brett Shelby. It'll be Lebanon basketball, though, and the Blue Devils leading by 7. Raptors don't want to let this one get much further away as Jared Hall back on the floor here to start the fourth quarter for head coach Jim McDowell and Lebanon. Out on the logo, that is Bowling. Over onto the left side, it's Caden Baird. Back to Jared Hall, left side jumper will not go. Shelby comes in and gets the rebound. That's Hall's first miss of the second half. Donovan Starr to Shelby in through the paint. Shelby off the glass and score past Jared Hall. Brett Shelby the bucket, and it's 30-35, 7:33 to go here in the ball game. Raptors trail by 5. Hall guarded by Shelby out beyond the arc. Jared Hall coming right, and Aiden Donald runs a screen, picks up the foul. Aiden Donald picks up his second. And it's the third team foul on Lebanon. Shelby went right through it. Donovan Starr across the logo. Across midcourt on the logo. On the right wing. On top, Gaynor. Gaynor looking in. Zone defense once again here from Lebanon. Right elbow, Gaynor. Max Kimple. Long three off the iron. No. Rebound down along the baseline, Caden Baird, as Kimple couldn't connect from long range. Over onto the right side, Wyatt Bowling. Back on top to Baird. It's a 5-point game. 1 minute gone here in the fourth quarter. Lebanon in the lead and possession. Out on the left wing, Brady Reasonover. And travel, Reasonover. Then Starr picks the pocket of Bowling. Starr down the left side. Can't get it to go. Gaynor the rebound, and then he's fouled underneath. And Gaynor will go to the free throw line. No. The foul is on Reasonover, his first at 6:43. Fourth team foul. Abston's going to come in here to replace Wyatt Bowling. Baseline inbound for the Raptors. Kimple into the right corner. Gaynor. Gaynor coming left. Gaynor bounce pass back to Shelby in the right corner. Now Gaynor gets it on the right wing. Throws it back to Shelby in that right corner against the 2-3 zone. On top, Brent. Now to Kimple. Kimple driving right. Top of the key. Wants to force it inside to Brent. Will Brent picks it up along the baseline. Aiden Donald knocks it away, and then a whistle foul. Will Brent will go to the free throw line. That's a bit of a bailout call. Will Brent will go to the free throw line. Aiden Donald picks up his third. 6:24 to go in the contest. Will Brent to the free throw line. Looking for his first points of the night. His first trip, the Raptors' first trip to the charity stripe. First free throw kicks high in the air off the back of the heel. No good. It's a 5-point Lebanon advantage. Ravenwood trying to pull within 4 if Brent can sink the second free throw here. Senior got bloodied in the opening minutes of the contest, had to leave the floor, had blood pouring down the right side of his face. He makes the second free throw, 35-31, with 6:20 to go in this one. Jared Hall by the logo. Kimple reaches in front of Abston. Abston pulls it back, gets it out on top. They get it to Jared Hall down on the right side. Shelby, 1-1. Then Starr reaches back in. Hall saves it on the baseline, rotate it back out on top. Left side, Abston. Abston guarded by Kimple. Long cross-court pass over to the right side. Caden Baird, his three will not go. Kimple, the rebound off the miss by Baird. Kimple wants to dish it off underneath. It's knocked out of bounds by Lebanon. It'll stay Ravenwood possession. Rocco Lamuno going to come in here to replace Max Kimple. Baseline inbound here for Lamuno. Basket is to his left. And looking, holding it above his head, lob it out on top of Brent. Brent on the dribble to the right against the 2-3 zone. Give it back out to Starr on top. Left elbow to Brent. Brent off the glass past Aiden Donald. Will Brent the bucket. And the Raptors are within 2 once again at 33-35. 5:33 to play Raptors on defense now. Abston out on top, guarded by Lamuno. Backing it out. Lamuno standing at the three-point line, backing away now. Abston goes to the right side. Jared Hall guarded by Shelby. Shelby stands on the three-point line. Shelby comes out, gives up about a half foot to Hall. Double team comes at the left elbow between Gaynor and Lamuno. After Hall got rid of it, whistle foul against Ravenwood. They're going to put the foul on Lamuno. It'll be his second. Team third at the 5:12 mark. As Engels comes in here to replace Aiden Donald. Chaston Dixon in as well for Lebanon. Baseline inbound here for Abston. Basket to his left. Lob it in to Hall. Hall loses the handle. Gaynor picks it up at the free throw line. Gaynor to Star. Star up the right side. And no, Engels the rebound underneath. A lot of contact, no call. Dixon turnover. Lamuno up the left side. Lamuno at the glass. Score the bucket. As Rocco Lamuno lays it home. On the turnover, we're tied 35-35, 4:48 to play. The Raptors using their defense to get that one. And full timeout for head coach Jim McDowell. It's 4:41 left to go here in the fourth quarter. And we're all tied at 35 all. Lebanon led 9-7 at the end of the first quarter. They led 18-16 at halftime. They led 35-28 coming into the fourth quarter, but the Raptors have scored the first 7 of the fourth quarter of play. As Ravenwood is used to these close games. They had 3 buzzer beater victories so far this season. That was what got them rolling this year, as they had tip-ins to beat Lipscomb Academy. Of course, they beat Franklin that way on the three-pointer by Ethan Myers. So Ravenwood, no stranger to close games, and they will have to emerge victorious here tonight on the strength of what they've learned through the early slate of games that Coach Whitlock put together for them. Coming out of the timeout with 4:41 to play. They're on the road, hostile environment, tied 35-35 against one of the premier players in the state of Tennessee, and Jared Hall, the Tulsa commit. Out on the right side, Abston. Lebanon remains going left to right here in the second half. Abston on top. Over onto the left side, that is Bowling. On top to Reasonover. Get it to Engels. Out above top of the key, left side, Reasonover. Get it to Hall. Hall dishes it right side. Abston, he'll fire the three. Halfway down, no. Brent couldn't save it. Engels got it over to Hall. Jumper from the baseline, score the basket. And Hall will go to the free throw line as he's fouled. And the foul's on Trey Hallett. It's his third with 4:16 left to go. Jared Hall to the free throw line here. He makes the free throw on his first trip to the free throw line. Full court pressure here. 3-point lead Lebanon. Into the front court, 4:10 to go. Raptors trailing 38-35. On top, Star coming left. Back into that 3-2 zone. They've got Engels out at the top. He's about 6'6", 6'7" himself. Over on the right side, Lamuno to Trey Hallett out on top. And timeout, Coach Patrick Whitlock, as we dip below the midway mark of the fourth quarter. 3:56 to play. Wants a full timeout with 3:56 to go, and his Raptors trailing 38-35 here at Lebanon. It's just the first full timeout for Ravenwood here. They used the 30-second earlier in the third quarter. So plenty of timeouts still to go. 5 team fouls against Lebanon, 4 against the Raptors. So 2 more before Ravenwood would be shooting. They've only shot 2 free throws tonight. Will Brent shot them. He went 1 of 2. And in truth, Lebanon has only shot 3. They're 1 of 3. Hall just made his free throw to complete the 3-point play that he had. Jared Hall was 5 of 9 from 2-point range in the first half of play. He's gone 4 for 5 here in the second half of play. He's got 19 tonight to lead all scorers. does Tulsa commit Jared Hall. But the Raptors, one possession game, 38-35. They'll have a sideline inbound here. They've got Brent, Lamuno, Gaynor, Hallett, and Reese Hunsinger on the floor. Let's see if Reese Hunsinger, the sophomore, can dial up something from long range, if he can get open on a three above this 3-2 Blue Devil zone where they've got Ingles, the 6'7" guy, out high in the middle of that 3-2. Right side Lamuno, on top Brent, over on the left side. Hunsinger, nothing there. He was closed down on. Now Hunsinger picks up his dribble, give it to Trey Hallett out by the logo, now to Lamuno to reset the offense. Raptors going to try to draw something up. They're at a size disadvantage here. Hunsinger deep on the left side to Hallett, guarded by Hall. On top, Brent. Right side, Lamuno. Lamuno coming left with the left-hand dribble out by the logo. Onto the left wing, that is Gaynor. Now to Hunsinger, now on top, Hallett. Left side, Brent. Brent holds it, moving right on the dribble. Right wing, Lamuno. Lamuno looks in against that 3-2 zone. Down to 3:10 to go. Trailing by 3, Ravenwood. Over into the right corner, Hunsinger. Hunsinger on the right wing to Lamuno. Lamuno, left side, Brent. Right side on the wing, Hunsinger into the right corner. Lamuno to Trey Hallett on the baseline. Hallett goes reverse past Jared Hall, comes to the left side of the basket and scores, does Trey Hallett. Nice move along the baseline. Trey Hallett has got 8 tonight. He's 3 of 3 in the second half of play. It pulls the Raptors within 1 at 38-37, down to 2:53 to go in this one, and a quick timeout, 32nd for Coach Patrick Whitlock. 2:53 left. The Raptors within 1 on the road here at Lebanon, 38-37. Nice move by Hallett. He's 4 for 5, and that's saying something when you're going inside against Jared Hall, who is quite the rim protector. They've got Ingles inside as well. And so Raptors down to 2 full timeouts remaining. And the final 2:53 to go here. 2 full timeouts left for Ravenwood. Lebanon to inbound it. Wyatt Bowling to do it. Gets it into Abston. Jalen Abston will walk it up. Give it back to Wyatt Bowling. Pies are going to defend him into the front court on the right side. Reason over. Gaynor has that. Inside to Hall. Double, triple team comes, and then they're going to whistle foul. It's going to be on Trey Hallett. It's going to be his 4th. 2:39. It's the 5th on Ravenwood. Baseline inbound here for Abston. Get it back into Hall. Hall across the lane and scores in front of the glass. Jared Hall, he just scores at will inside. Gives Lebanon a 3-point advantage, 40-37. 2:25 left to go. Lamuno, free throw line to Gaynor. Out on top. Out of left side, Pizer. Bounce pass into Gaynor in the paint. Ingles cut that off. Gaynor cuts it back out on the pass to Pizer. Now on the right side to Lamuno. Lamuno guarded by Reasonover. Lamuno coming left. Bounce pass to Gaynor. Gaynor, right wing. Brent. Reasonover. Now on top, Hallett. Left side, Pizer. Down to 2 minutes left to go in this one. Bounce pass into Hallett in the paint. Hallett, turn around in the paint, score past Ingles. Trey Hallett. Hallett's into double figures with 10, and the Raptors within 1 at 40-39. 1:48 to play. At Lebanon, Abston going to dribble it. Will the Blue Devils try to dribble it out? Over on to the right side on the wing. Lamuno to Abston. Abston guarded by Lamuno. 90 seconds to play. 1-point game. Hall over in the right corner, coming left. Hall to the free throw line, steps through. Traveling violation at the free throw line. Jared Hall, turnover. With 85 seconds to play, the Raptors have possession, trailing 40-39. Will Brent gets it into Lamuno to Gaynor. Gaynor quickly into the front court. Gaynor dishes it off to Hallett. Hallett off the glass, scores past Ingles. Trey Hallett, the bucket. He is 6 of 7. The Raptors lead 41-40 with 1:10 now to go. Whistle foul. And the black is on Caleb Pizer. That's his first. It's the 16 foul. Lamuno comes out. Ethan Myers back into the contest here. Sideline inbound for Lebanon. That was just the 6th on Ravenwood. Next one will put Lebanon at the line for 1-1. Out on top, Caden Baird. Baird, right side, Abston, guarded by Myers. Final 60 seconds of play. Hall down the left side attacking Trey Hallett. They whistle foul. That's going to be the 5th on Hallett. Hallett had both hands up in the air. It'll send Jared Hall to the free throw line. And Hallett's got 5. .3. And they'll let Jared Hall. Coach Whitlock going to use up those 15 seconds as a way to ice Hall a bit here. 41-40 is the score. That's 15 seconds. It'll be Brett Shelby coming in to replace Trey Hallett, who has fouled out. Hallett, great game tonight. 12 points, 6 of 7 shooting. And he gets a big round of applause from Raptor Nation and his teammates. Jared Hall to the free throw line here. He's got 2 shots coming. That was the 7th against the Raptors. Hall misses the first, too heavy. Off the back of the iron. He's 1 of 2 at the free throw line. This one to tie now for Hall. Hall's free throw is good. He does tie us up at 41-41. Final minute to go here. Tie game. Ethan Myers across the timeline. Evan Gaynor calls the timeout along with the coaching staff. 50.1 to go. Tie ball game. 41-41. As Rocco Lamuno checks in, the Raptors will have possession to draw it up. Just 50.1 seconds here. It's a nice size Ravenwood crowd that made the drive out here to Lebanon High School. JV boys got a victory earlier tonight. Varsity girls fell. We're tied 41-41 with 50.1 to play here at Lebanon High School. Jared Hall has had a whale of a game, but as we talked about at the outset, you can maybe hope to contain him, but you're not going to stop him. It's a question of, can you keep his supporting cast in check enough to give you a chance to win, and the Raptors have done that tonight as they have possession in a tie ball game. The arrow does point in favor of Ravenwood as well, although Lebanon is in the 1-and-1 bonus. 17 fouls against the Raptors, only 5 against Lebanon, so they do have a foul to give if they choose here. The Raptors, are they headed for another buzzer beater? And will they be on the winning side of that, as they have been 3 times this season? Sideline inbound, Lamuno throws it into the backcourt. Myers, 48 seconds. Myers to Lamuno. Lamuno, double team trap comes, gets it to Myers. Myers on the left side. Long pass out to Gaynor. Now to Lamuno out by the logo. Here comes the double team. Lamuno coming left. Bounce pass Myers. Myers by the logo. Moving right. No foul over there. Gaynor on the dribble. Give it back to Lamuno. Steps through the double team. Give it back to Myers. 28 seconds and collision block against Lebanon. It's got to be on Wyatt Bowling. I mean, he's got a lot of contact all the time. Wyatt Bowling, his second 6-team foul, comes with 27.4 seconds. Sideline inbound, Lamuno by the scorer's table. Throw it into the backcourt to Myers. Now the next foul will have Ravenwood shooting 1-and-1. Myers across the timeline, 20 seconds. Myers, throw it out on the right wing, Gaynor. Gaynor, bounce pass to Lamuno over by the scorer's table. Back to Myers. Myers, near the timeline. Here comes the double team trap. Myers asked for timeout. Lebanon fans wanted a travel against Myers. Myers got caught midway. He calls the timeout with 8.3. It'll be a full timeout. And they'll come over with 8.3 seconds left. The Lebanon fans wanted a travel violation against Myers. Official was right there. Myers got the timeout. There's 8.3 left on the clock. Let's see what Coach Patrick Whitlock draws up as he's got his 5 Raptors seated in front of him. The dry erase board out, and the rest of the team huddled around in a semicircle facing those seated players on the floor. That's Lamuno and Gaynor and Myers and Shelby and Brent. Will Brent took that cut above the right eyebrow very early in the game. He was dripping blood. We had to stop the game for a few minutes. He had blood running down the right side of his face in the first quarter. Had to go to the trainer's room. He's been back in this one, and Brent has 3 points tonight on 1 of 3 from 2-point range, 0 of 1 beyond the arc, and 1 of 2 at the free throw line. The only Raptor to go to the free throw line tonight. Ravenwood just 1 of 2 from there. 8.3 left in this one. Tie ball game, 41 all. It'll be a sideline inbound for Ethan Myers. Ravenwood trying to get another buzzer beater for their 22-23 season. Myers into the right corner. Gainer going to drive baseline to pass Hall underneath. Gainer over into the left corner. Here comes the double team trap. Gainer. And Gainer going to be whistled for the travel. Gainer throws it up. It goes through. They say he traveled with 3.1. And 3.1 left. It'll be a turnover. Go back to Lebanon. Lebanon get it into Hall. Hall. And there was 3.1 left. The officials now don't know. There was 3.1 on the clock. No time ran off. He has to have some. Time has to come off the clock. .1, no time comes off. We wait for the officials. No timeouts left for the Raptors. There was 3.1 on the clock on the Evan Gaynor travel call. They had to inbound it. They threw it up near midcourt. And no time came off the clock. There was 3.1 left, but no time moved. Raptors out of timeouts. Let's see what they do. It'll be a sideline inbound. 41-41. Ravenwood had it. Evan Gaynor was whistled for the travel. He threw it up off the glass. It went in. A sideline inbound here. Abston will trigger. The Raptors will not put anyone on him. In the backcourt will be Wyatt Bowling. Abston looking. They're going to try to get it in. And timeout, Coach Jim McDowell. And full timeout for Lebanon. 3.1 left in a tie ball game. 41-41 is your score. Invite you to stay with us for the Edward Jones Investments postgame show, brought to you by Alexander Knopp. We'll have that after a brief 2-minute break at the end of this contest and come back and give you unofficial numbers, stats from this contest, and get you set for Friday night's district opener at Nolensville that we'll have for you on RaptorAthleticsLive.mixler.com. But still 4.1 or 3.1 left to go in a 41-41 game. And Evan Gaynor goes and talks to the official about how Abston slid down the sideline. There was 3.1 on the clock. They're going to leave it that way. Somehow, at least a half second should have come off when Hall got it, and then they called the timeout near midcourt. Abston in the backcourt. Abston gets it right into Hall. Hall down the left side. Jared Hall to the baseline. His jumper off the iron, no good. We are headed to bonus basketball, tied 41-41 as Evan Gaynor's whistled for a travel with 3.1 left. And then Jared Hall, the Tulsa commit, misses a baseline jumper at the buzzer, and we'll go to overtime. But the Raptors will have to do it without Trey Hallett, who fouled out with 58.3 left to go in the ballgame after putting up 12 points tonight. 10 of them in the second half of play for the junior, and he drew the assignment of dealing with Jared Hall, who's leading all scorers tonight, as Hall's got 22, including 12 in the second half of play. We'll go to extra time. The Raptors have committed 7 team fouls. Lebanon has committed 6, so both teams in the 1-1. Possession arrow does point in favor of Ravenwood. The Raptors will send Myers, Lamuno, Gaynor, Shelby, and Brent onto the floor. It'll be Hall and Engels, the big men, both about 6'6", for Lebanon. Raptors have no one of that height. They've got Abston as well, along with Wyatt Bowling on the floor, and Caden Baird. Shelby and Hall. And Hall jumps before the tip and wins it into the backcourt. He jumped before the official ever threw it. I don't know how you do that. You got to wait for the official to let it go, but Lebanon has possession. Moving left to right here in overtime. Over on the right side, Caden Baird. Baird gets it into Hall. Hall into the paint. Off the front of the iron, no. Rebound, Lamuno has it, and then Hall commits the foul all the way down to that end of the floor. Jared Hall picks up his third. 3:39. It's the 7th team foul, so 1-1 for Ravenwood as they go into the bonus. 7th team foul against Lebanon. Critical 1-1 here for Rocco Lamuno, his first trip to the line tonight. Raptors have only been there 3 times tonight. Lamuno sinks the first. He earns a second. Rocco Lamuno gives the Raptors a 42-41 lead with 3:39 to go in overtime. Second free throw coming for the junior guard is up. Off the right side of the iron, no. Ingles, the rebound. 3:35 to play. Raptors leading 42-41. Baird, guarded by Gaynor to Hall. Hall, free throw line, spin move in the paint. Dishes it off to Abston on the right side. Abston lays it home. Jalen Abston, the easy bucket. And Lebanon leads 43-42. 3:18 left to play in overtime. Across the timeline, Myers on the left-hand dribble, coming left. Gets it to Gaynor, top of the key. Gaynor down the right side, picks up his dribble, back on top Myers. Myers, left elbow, dish it out left wing to Brent. Back to Myers in the left corner, now on top Lamuno. Lamuno guarded by Abston. Lamuno, crossover dribble. Abston bumps into him, top of the key, left side on the wing to Shelby. Now over on the right side, deep three for Myers. Off the iron, no. Rebound over on the right side to Caden Baird. Myers could not connect from long range. The Blue Devils lead by 1 with 2:44 to go in overtime. Over on the right side, Baird driving on Gaynor. Give it to Hall. Now over on the left side, that's Bowling, guarded by Myers on the wing. One dribble to the right, give it to Hall. Hall, step back for 3. Off the back of the iron, no. Rebound at the left elbow comes down to Will Brent off the miss from Jared Hall. He's 0 of 3 beyond the arc tonight. Raptors down 1, 2:20 to go in overtime. Lamuno to Shelby, right side on the wing to Myers. Myers wants to go inside, can't get it into Brent as Hall cut that off. On top, Gaynor, left side, Shelby, now on the wing to Lamuno, left, coming right, picks up his dribble, give it to Myers. On top, Will Brent set it back to Myers, and the Raptors will set up the offense. Exactly 2 minutes to go in overtime. Right wing, Lamuno, bounce pass on top, Shelby, left side, Brent. Brent to Gaynor, out on top, guarded there by Baird. To Lamuno, over on the left side, Will Brent. Drive on Hall, bring it back out now on top, Gaynor. Gaynor attacks down the left side. Gaynor bumps, cradles, throws it up at the rim. Whistle foul. Block against Lebanon. Back there was Engels. But Gaynor will go to the free throw line. Foul is on Caden Baird. It's his first. The 1:45 mark here of overtime. 8th team foul. Evan Gaynor to the free throw line. His first comes out. Evan Gaynor misses. The Raptors 2 for 5 at the free throw line tonight. Caleb Pizer in for Rocco Lamuno. Gaynor trying to tie it up here at the free throw line. 1:45 to play. Gaynor makes the next. 43-43 is your score with 1:45 to play. Over on the left side, Bowling across the timeline. Pizer pressuring him. Now on the right side, Hall over by his own bench. Shelby standing on the three-point line. Give it up on top instead to Bowling. Now on the left side, back to Bowling on top. Right side, they get it. Hall drives to the free throw line. Kick it out into the left side. Air ball, no. Hall, the offside rebound. Shelby commits the foul, but a good foul as Hall misses. And we'll have to earn it at the free throw line. As Wyatt Bowling couldn't connect for 3. Jared Hall to the free throw line where he's 2 of 3 tonight. It's the 8th team foul against Ravenwood. It was the second on Shelby. Hall's first is good. Foul comes at 1:18. Lamuno going to replace Pizer here. Jared Hall, 3 of 4 now at the free throw line. Got a second free throw coming here to try to give the Blue Devils a 2-point advantage. Free throw off the back of the iron, no. Lamuno, the rebound inside Engels. Whistle foul inside, and Lamuno will go the other way and shoot free throws. And the foul is on Landon Ingles, his first. 9th team foul with 1:16. And we'll go down to the other end of a 1-point game. Lamuno with 1-1 here. Another critical free throw. Lamuno's left-handed free throw is good. Rocco Lamuno, the junior, hits it. We're tied again at 44-44 with 1:16 to play in overtime. Lamuno trying to give the Raptors a 1-point advantage. His free throw, off the iron, no. Baseline, knocked out of bounds by Abston past Will Brent. The Raptors are 4 of 8 at the free throw line. We're tied 44-44 with 1:13 to play in overtime. Abston across the timeline. Abston, give it on the dribble to Caden Baird, guarded by Gaynor. Baird looks, finds Hall on the left wing. Drives to the baseline on Shelby. Hall off the glass, score the bucket. Jared Hall stopped and then re-accelerated, attacking the glass. 46-44, 52 seconds left to play in overtime. Raptors trail by 2. Over on the right wing, Gaynor. Gaynor on the dribble. Gaynor coming left, give it to Myers. Myers over to the right corner. Will Brent to Myers on the right wing. 37 seconds to play. Shelby, left side, Gaynor. Gaynor at the left elbow. Gaynor into the paint. Bump. Gaynor throws it out right wing. 3. Will Brent off the iron. No. Shelby the rebound. Shelby goes back up. No foul. He's knocked to the ground. Off the glass. No. And then whistle foul on the rebound. Lebanon pulls it back in. Caden Baird. Shelby got knocked to the ground and nothing. And the foul's on Evan Gaynor. 9. That's the third and the 19th foul it's going to send Caden Baird for 1 and 1. Trailing by 2. Caden Baird to the free throw line for 1 and 1, 22.4 to go. He makes it. Earns his second. It's a 47-44 lead now with 22.4 left. Caden Baird at the line, dribbles it. Right-hand free throw is up. This one off the iron, off the glass, and drops through. Good, and it's a 2-possession game. 48-44 with 22.4. And we've got timeout. It'll be a full timeout for Coach Jim McDowell. It comes with 22.4 left off the made free throw in overtime. As we were tied at 41-41 at the end of regulation. After Lebanon had a 9-7 lead at the end of the first quarter tonight, they led 18-16 at halftime. Led 35-28 going into the fourth quarter. Raptors scored the first 7 points to tie things up at 35 all. Ravenwood had possession, tied 41-41. And Evan Gaynor actually scored off the glass, but they whistled him for a travel violation before that with about 3.1 left. Lebanon wound up getting a final shot off from Jared Hall from the baseline. It wouldn't go at the end of regulation, and that sent us to overtime, tied 41 all. Blue Devils lead now 48-44 out of the timeout. Brent gets it into Gaynor. 20 seconds left. Raptors in a 2-possession game. Gaynor into the paint. Gaynor blocked in at the baseline by Wyatt Bowling along the baseline with 15.8 left. And it'll be Ravenwood inbound. Basket to the right of Rocco Lamuno. Looking, trying to get it in. Bounce pass into Gaynor. Gaynor on that right corner. Gaynor coming back into the paint. Gaynor knocked to the ground once again. And then Lamuno, Abston picked that up. 10.6 left. It's the 10th foul. It'll be 2 shots here for Lamuno. Gaynor got crushed inside. Nothing was called. Then Lamuno fouled on the putback. He's got 2 shots here in a 4-point ball game. Lamuno's free throw is good. And Engels will check in here to replace Reasonover. 10.6. And now to be Kimple and Starr. Come to the square very well. Lamuno's free throw off the iron, no. Knocked up in the air. And Wyatt Bowling pulls it down. He's fouled. Lamuno 3 of 6 at the free throw line tonight. It'll pull Kimple and Starr back with 8.5 left. And Gaynor picks up his 4th. And it'll send Wyatt Bowling to the free throw line here, where he's 0 of 2 tonight. He's got 2 shots now. Makes that one. And Bowling hits the free throw. 49-45. The next one for Bowling is up kicks out. Will Brent, the rebound, 7 seconds. Raptors trail by 4. Will Brent, left elbow. Will Brent attacking the glass. High shot from the baseline. 1.6 left. The Raptors get the basket, but they still trail by 2 at 49-47 with just 1.6 left. Quick timeout. Coach Patrick Whitlock, he wants Kimple and Starr in. Let's see if they can get a turnover on the inbound. Brent, the basket. Pull the Raptors in 47-49. We were tied 44-44 with 1:16 left. But from there, Lebanon has outscored Ravenwood 5-3. 1.6 left to go in overtime. As the Raptors trailed most of the night, but they, again, you're not going to stop Jared Hall. You can only hope to contain him. They've done a decent job, but second chance opportunities for Lebanon, keeping the ball alive. And Evan Gaynor is just all over Wyatt Bowling. Evan Gaynor all over Wyatt Bowling. Evan Gaynor, and Bowling is standing with his hands up. Evan Gaynor. Baseline inbound for Abston. Gets it into Hall, and Max Kimple fouls him with 0.4 seconds. And Jared Hall will walk down to the other end as they got it inbound. And Evan Gaynor with the grin as he was harassing Wyatt Bowling. Fouls on Max Kimple. That's his first. Comes with 4/10 left. Jared Hall for 2 free throws here. 2-point game. Needs them both to make it 2-possession game, but with just 4/10 left, Raptors would need a full court pacer play. And Hall hits that free throw. He's 4 of 6 at the free throw line tonight. Makes it 50-47 with just 0.4. Next one. No good. Lamuno the rebound, and his three-quarter court one hits off the side of the rim. No good. Your final score, 50-47, as the Raptors fall by 3 in overtime to Lebanon as we go into our Edward Jones Investments postgame show here. Brought to you by Alexander Knopp from Lebanon High School. The Ravenwood falls to 9-7. The Blue Devils improve to 10-6. We'll be back with our Edward Jones Investments postgame show in just 2 minutes here on RaptorAthleticsLive.mixler.com. Stay with us, folks.
To win in sports, you must adjust your strategy as the game changes. The same is true of investments. Alexandra Knopp, your Murray County, Williamson County, and Greater Nashville area Edward Jones financial advisor, can help you create a game plan for your financial goals. Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. Alexandra Knopp, your Edward Jones financial advisor, understands this, and that's why she's a proud sponsor of Ravenwood High School Raptors football on Raptors Athletics Live. For all of your investment needs, call Alexandra Knopp at 931-490-0209 and get started today. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Wake up and text. Text and eat. Text and catch the bus. Text and miss your stop. Wait. Text and be late to work. Sorry, I'm late. Text and work. Text and pretend to work. Text and act surprised when someone calls you out for not working.
Who, me?
Text and meet up with a friend you haven't seen in forever.
Hi.
Oh, hey.
Text and complain that they're on their phone the whole time. Text and listen to them complain that you're on your phone the whole time. Text and whatever. But when you get behind the wheel, give your phone to a passenger. Put it in the glove box. Just don't text and drive. Visit StopTextsStopWrecks.org. A public service announcement brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Chris Bozen back at Lebanon High School, where the host Blue Devils outscore your Ravenwood Raptors in overtime tonight, 9-6, to claim a 50-47 victory behind a 27-point performance from Tulsa commit Jared Hall as he led all scorers with those 27s. We go into our Edward Jones Investments post-game show. Unofficially mentioned that Hall led the way with 27 points tonight. He was 4 for 6 from the free throw line. He was 0 of 3 beyond the arc. He had been 5 of 9 in the first half from 2-point range and went 6. He went 5 of 8 in the second half, added 1 in the overtime period. And he led the way with 27 points. 7 points tonight for Landon Ingalls, 2 for 3 from 2-point range, 1 of 1 from beyond the arcs. He had just 2 points in the second half, 5 coming in the first half of play. 6 points tonight for Jalen Abston. He was saddled with some foul trouble early. 2 of 2 from 2-point range, 1 of 3 beyond the arc for his 6 points, all coming in the second half and overtime. 4 points tonight for Caden Baird, as he was 1 of 1 from 2-point range, 0 of 1 from beyond the arc, and 2 of 2 at the free throw line for his 4 points. 3 points tonight for Wyatt Bowling. 1 of 3 from 2-point range, 0 for 3 beyond the arc, 1 of 3 at the free throw line, and 3 points off the bench for Chaston Dixon, 1 of 2 beyond the arc for his 3 points. 27 for Hall, 7 for Engels, 6 for Abston. Those were the 3 guys that you knew would get their points. 4 for Baird, 3 for Bowling, 3 for Dixon. For Ravenwood tonight, well, they spread it around once again. Unofficially, Trey Hallett, the junior forward in a starting role tonight, led the way with 12 points, 10 of them coming in the second half. He was 6 of 7 from 2-point range for his 12 and had the task of defending Jared Hall. He was able to athletically be in there and contest, get a lot of rebounds, keep balls alive. Trey Hallett, heck of a game before he fouled out in the closing minute of regulation with 58.3 left. He fouled out. Finished with 12 points tonight. 10 points tonight for Rocco Lamuno. The junior guard was 2 for 2 from 2-point range, 1 of 3 beyond the arc, and went 3 of 6 at the free throw line, all in overtime in collecting his 10 points. 5 in the first half, 5 in the second half for the junior Lamuno. 7 points tonight in a starting role for junior guard Evan Gaynor. Gaynor 3 for 6 from 2-point range, 0 of 2 beyond the arc, and 1 of 2 at the free throw line. 4 points in the first half, 3 in the second half for his 7. 6 points tonight in a starting role for senior guard Ethan Myers, all coming in the second half. He was 2 for 5 beyond the arc, 0 of 1 from 2-point range for his 6 points. 5 points tonight for senior Will Brent, as he went 2 for 4 from 2-point range, 0 of 2 beyond the arc, and 1 of 2 at the free throw line after getting that cut over his right eye and bleeding in the first quarter, having to pause the game for a bit to clean the blood off the floor and get him tended to in the trainer's room. Brent, the senior, came back and poured in 5, all in the second half and overtime. 3 points tonight for Reese Hunsinger off the bench, 1 of 2 from beyond the arc. 2 points from Brett Shelby, the senior forward in a starting role, 1 of 4 from 2-point range, 0 of 1 beyond the arc for his 2, and 2 points for Caleb Pizer off the bench, 0 for 2 from beyond the arc, 1 of 2 from 2-point range. We also tonight did see Donovan Starr into the contest, as well as Cam Bozen in the first half of play, as the Raptors were trying to contend with a much bigger, taller lineup from Lebanon, and they tried to use their different weapons and use their pieces that way. They trailed 9-7 at the end of the first quarter, trailed 18-16 to the Blue Devils at halftime. That stretched out to 35-28 at the end of the third quarter, but Ravenwood scored the first 7 points of the fourth quarter. We ended regulation tied 41-41. Raptors had possession and bled off some time off the clock, and with about 8.1 seconds left, they had a timeout. Evan Gaynor had it down in the left side, and he got trapped a bit, threw it up off the glass. It did go through, but they waved it off, said Gaynor had traveled with 3.1 left on the clock. Lebanon had to inbound down from the baseline. They threw it all the way up to half court, where Hall got it. No time came off the clock with 3.1. A couple of timeouts from the Blue Devils. Hall, at the end of regulation, had a jumper from the left side outside the lane on the baseline. It would not go, and that sent us into overtime, and Lebanon sealed it there in overtime, winning this one tonight 50-47. As we get set to close things down, we will next talk to you on Friday night at Nolensville High School as district play starts. District 12 4A play. We'll have the Lady Raptors game for you on the air about 5:50 for the 6 o'clock tip, and then the boys game 7:30 tip. We'll be on the air about 7:20 for that one. We may bring you the JV game. That'll be going on even earlier over at Nolensville High School. If you can join us, come on out. And if not, Stay tuned to RaptorAthleticsLive.mixler.com. That's going to do it for me from here at Lebanon High School, where the Raptors fall to 9-7 and fresh slate now as district play starts. It'll be Friday night at Nolensville, and then a week from tonight at Centennial. Your final score in the girls varsity game, once again, 57-39. The Devilettes defeat Ravenwood as they fall to 2-13 on the year. Earlier tonight, the junior varsity Raptors boys got a 55-47 victory for head coach Dominic Tharp. And in the nightcap, the boys varsity game in overtime, the Raptors fall 50-47 as Lebanon improves to 10-6. I'll talk to you Friday night from Nolensville High School at 5:50 for the girls varsity game. Until then, have a great rest of the week, everyone. Isn't it great to be a Ravenwood Raptor? Good night.